Hello, it is I, Brandon the Starseed. Hopefully, all of you are doing well. I am doing very well myself. Um, Things have been going good. I think all has been normal, busy but normal. It's definitely spring. It's been raining a lot. There's been thunderstorms. There's been weather. That's all been pretty cool. So I like that. All in all, everything is groovy. Yeah, I guess so. So, I guess the only thing that I kind of wanted to talk about in this video would be more of the balancing things, I guess. You know, I find myself always getting a little too caught up in one thing or the other or the other. So there'll be moments where like I'm really obsessed with work, or there'll be moments where I'm really obsessed with paranormal stuff. There'll be times where I'm very obsessed with creativity, and I'll just be into like artistic mode. I apologize for the wind. It happens. Yeah. I'm finding that the challenge is kind of trying to balance all of these energies so that I'm not like in any one phase too much or putting too much energy in one where I'm neglecting other things, and that's kind of been good. I've been noticing areas where situations where I put too much energy into creativity maybe, or I don't put any into my creativity, or back and forth kind of thing. So that's been a thing. Yeah, normal stuff. Fun times. I got a rock tumbler because it just seems like the kind of thing I should own because I love rocks and crystals and things. So, and that's been fun because it takes a long time to tumble rocks. You can't just like turn it on and then you have rocks finished in like a day. It's like several days. So that's been fun, testing my patience. After several days of just watching it go in circles, it's like, okay, why did I want this again? I don't know. We'll see. When I open them up and the rocks are nice and pretty or whatever, maybe I'll understand. But it's definitely, it's like a good example of like sometimes in life patience matters, like, yeah, so I gotta be patient. Yeah, I don't really have any crazy insightful things to talk about today, like honestly. I wish I did, but it seems like I've just been like juggling a lot lately, and preparing myself for like the spring energy. So I guess that's the best thing to talk about, is that spring is a good time to start projects, to start internal things, all that kind of stuff. So it's good like change energy, at least for me, I find. Yeah. I find though that it helps to not try to change too many things, like to try to basically find the areas of your life that are doing well and try to build upon those areas. So if you're feeling comfortable or confident about this aspect of life, don't mess with that. Build on that. Look at what's working in that area and then see if in other areas, if you can change some of those to make it like fit, so look at the parameters basically of the variables of what's going on. Often it's just us, like with me, is like if something's not working very well, it's usually because my energy is not focused on it. As soon as I become focused on it, it seems to work better. So that's another big thing, is to really understand when and how you're splitting your focus, and to start to see and perceive the consequences of both splitting your focus and maintaining your focus, so you can understand when you need to do both. Because there are times where you should not put all of your focus on one thing. It will actually drive you crazy. You do need to split your focus sometimes. It's okay. But be aware, I guess, of when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and why. I guess the bigger thing on everything for spring energy is why. Why do I do blank, blank, and blank? Catch yourself in those moments and go, that's interesting. I always seem to, feel this way when I hear this topic. I wonder why. If you can't answer those questions, that's where you get to do some self-work and figure out why. Or ignore them. That works too. Whatever. It doesn't work, by the way, ignoring. It only works for a little bit of time. Eventually, everything will kind of pattern itself around in a full circle. So if you've feel like you're experiencing the exact same set of problems or situations right now that you did a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago, it might be because you have not seen the bigger picture or the lesson in it, or you haven't captured all of the lesson out of it. There's still something there. Basically, the universe will not keep presenting you with the same situation unless you have to learn from it. And as soon as you've learned everything there is to learn from it, the situations being presented to you will drastically begin to change. Good and bad. Good, because they're not going to be the ones you're used to. Bad, because they're going to be not the ones you're used to. Sometimes having the same situations is what we want deep down inside, because it's something we're used to. At least we know these situations. We know the drama, you know? To give that up and allow something unknown to come in, it's scary, you know? But it's one of those faith moments where you have to understand that if you are going to complain about something in life, or you're going to feel bad about something, or beat yourself up over something, you have to be willing to let go of that something. If you aren't willing to let go of it, don't complain, don't beat yourself up over it, don't feel bad about it, okay? Accept it. That's fine. There's aspects of life that sometimes you must accept and realize that, hey, this is actually just part of who I am. That's okay, you know? It might not be something I'm proud about, but it's not necessarily something that's on the high priority of things that need to change right now, you know? We all have that kind of balancing act that we have to do in our own lives, I guess. I guess I did have things to say today. I think I'm channeling. It seems to be I'm channeling. Sometimes when I stand in this spot and I start talking about specific topics, the energy will shift and it will be much easier to just talk directly, which I think is beneficial. So, yeah. So the bigger thing is self-reflection, and I guess that's the overall topic of the weekend for me, or of the day, is try to be more self-reflective. Try to understand not just what you're doing, but why you're doing these things. Try to pat yourself on the back on things that you feel proud of. You know, don't beat yourself up as much for things that you're really not going to change. All right? All right, we're going to be wrapping this up in a minute because, you know, the only thing that I've noticed that's different about lately this area is that it's gotten a little more aggressive, but yeah, it's still pretty. Before we go, though, we'll do a quick, like, oh, prettiness. Let's go in like a complete circle so you can see some trees and other things. I'll even kind of move out of the way. Ooh, there we go. Okay. That was fun. It wasn't, but, you know, humor me. I will go now, because sounds like a bit of a, yeah, there's shit about to go down. Okay. Bye. It's been fun. I'll try to get all my equipment out of here before I get robbed. Bye.